Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This time we're on Season 1, Episode 6, titled Visit. Visit? Visit? FZZT. I don't know if you actually pronounce that as the onomatopoeic word, or if you spell it letter by letter, or what, but it's either visit or FZZT or FZZT if you're American, which I am assuming most of you are, given it's an American show. Yeah, episode 6. Episode 5 was The Girl in the Flower Dress, without a doubt the juiciest episode so far of the season, and the part of the season where we actually start getting into the good stuff and getting into the season arc and all the drama amps up and flares up and all that stuff. You guys loved that last reaction a lot, and you've shown a lot of support for it, so thank you guys a lot for actually amping me up for this and actually, just showing so much support for the series so far as a whole. Only a few episodes in, but I'm really glad to know you guys are enjoying the reactions as much as I'm enjoying doing them. And I'm loving the show so far as well. Like, if anything, episode 5 has definitely given me the motivation required to actually continue and, go forth knowing that, even better stuff is to come in this series and the seasons ahead. But yeah, in episode 5, we had Centipede returning, the ever so mysterious biotechnological organization, I guess we can call them, because they do work with human bodies and technology. They are working with creating creating super soldiers, and so far they haven't really managed to do the best job. Like, all of their subjects have ended up blowing up and dying as a result of said blowing up. But I think it's because they're unstable with all the stuff that they pump them up with. Like, they give them all the juice necessary to achieve super strength and all those qualities of a great soldier, but they can't figure out how to keep them stable because they keep I don't know. I mean, I think it's either some sort of chemical reaction or mental reaction linked with it or something, but they always end up combusting and dying and stuff. So someone did point out that their kind of guess to cure that was to actually harvest the fire retardant cells in Chan's body. Chan, the character in the last episode, dubbed Scorch, and they were taking the fire retardant cells out of his body, like the stuff that kept him from burning from his own kineticness. I'm gonna go for the last one because that sounds better. But yeah, so they harvested the cells from that, so he actually managed to get his powers back, but I think his powers were never really gone, but he pumped himself again with the serum, but he still managed to get third and fourth degree burns from using his own powers, and then eventually so yeah. So Centipede return. We get a slightly better look at Centipede. Where we get a better look at who who they are and what they're trying to do. Someone pointed out that the doctor who worked on Mike in the first episode is actually the same woman who came here. She actually got killed by a Scorch. She got blocked out the elevator by Raina. Savage move. And then burned into very, very dusty ash. So yeah, so that was Scorch's final kill before his own tragic demise. But that happened. We met the girl in the flower dress. We met Raina, who seems like I mean, I don't know if she's a scientist herself. I think she could be, but I feel like she's somewhat more of a representative than a direct scientist. I think she's still aware of all the experiments they have going on, and she's aware of what all this stuff means, but she does definitely dress and act more like a representative. So she actually finds she roots out all the subjects and all the potential subjects and lures them in with all her sweet talking, oh, you want to be a superhero with super cool powers and a lunchbox with your face on it? Come join Centipede. We know everything that S.H.I.E.L.D. did with Captain America and how Steve Rogers is so famous about him. So, come join our side. We might die, but you know what? Let's focus on the good stuff first. But yeah, so Raina is very much alive, and she spoke to some guy at the end, and inquired about getting in touch with the clairvoyant, very mysterious code name, who the definition for clairvoyant is the ability to perceive events outside of human nature, or at least that's what I've written down. But clairvoyant, yeah, I think I'd heard that kind of definition like before in Snowpiercer, also starring our very own Captain America. But it is like someone who's just able to like see things before they happen, or to sense things before like they happen, or like sense things in a way that no one else can. So I don't know if this is someone who's actually got the superpower to sense the future, or someone who's like who can root out potential in people or something. But the Centipede has an asset called the clairvoyant, and apparently they do not like to be touched or getting in touch with people or being touched by people. No physical or verbal contact is what the clairvoyant's all about. So yeah, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. The clairvoyant seems like a very gender neutral kind of code name to me. But yeah, the clairvoyant exists, but no one wants to talk to them. So I don't know if they're like a deadly person, or if they just or if you're wrong about something and they just send like a hitman after you. But yeah, the clairvoyant is someone we've yet to meet. What else? We had Miles, a new face from Sky's past, popping in. He was a hacker from Sky's earlier days within the Rising Tide, or hacktivist, and he still is. But him and like Sky warned him ahead of time when they were tracking him down, and Miles was actually the one who leaked info about Chan's, who leaked Chan's info sold it, not even leaked, just sold it to Raina. For about $1 million, and then they got to Chan first. So yeah, he went through a very, very much like a guilt trip kind of thing the whole episode, and but eventually helped the team with like locking down the building when he was combusting and whatnot. So yeah, and then Coulson said that he made an anonymous donation to Agent. I forgot his name, but the guy who got like a fire hole punched through his chest and everything, the agent responsible for actually discovering Chan was missing and actually tracking him down, locating him. His family is in mourning now, so Miles made an anonymous donation to them. But yeah, he was left in Hong Kong to find his way back to Austin, Texas, so I do think we'll be seeing him again. I don't think that's the last we see of him. I think he'll probably be making somewhat of a surprise return some other point in the show or the season. But yeah, I think now I think it's I'm comfortable enough to say that we have actually gotten to the whole, team development and team dynamic section. Like we know these characters well enough. They know each other well enough. Like sure, some of the like Sky still had secrets, and that was part of the thematic value of the last episode. But at the same time, it's like they know they're there to do a job. They know each other. They can work together and all of that stuff. So some of that stuff is built up, but at the same time, more could be done alongside actually delving into some story-heavy issues and actually seeing what they're up against as like this first season of the show. So yeah, looking forward to seeing everything that's coming up. But yeah, that was episode 5. So now on to episode 6. Screw it. FZZT. Episode 6 is FZZT. So let's go.
Everyone to the truck!
Mr. Cross?
Go!
Yeah, Mr. Cross ain't coming back. He's not coming back. Mr. Cross is not coming back. And you guys are just leaving. Whoa!
Mr. Cross?
No, he dead. I'm calling it. He dead.
Cross? Mr. Cross,
No good feelings about this. Oh great, it's an open woodland area. They're gonna find his body like dangling in the air or something, aren't they? Yep. His body dangling in the air. And electrified.
Man of my age. That's something you say to an old person.
Is it?
How old are you?
Let's get you some electrolytes, shall we?
Well, he's like, what? 40 to 50, I'd say? Yeah, I'd say around 40 to 50, right? I mean, he's still spry for an older fella.
I'm Agent Grant Ward, and I could rupture your spleen with my left pinky. Blindfolded.
That's dead on.
Does everyone on the bus just do pinpoint accurate impressions of Ward?
funny?
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Poor silly Fitz.
Great. Thanks.
Oh god, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm actually dead.
His name was Adam Cross. Apparently he said he heard something in the woods, went to check it out.
Oh, these guys are too funny. They're too funny.
What I don't understand is
Whoever or whatever's responsible. We can't let this happen again.
Fitz, see his forehead. Look at that endothelial
Maybe someone who tried
discoloration.
just a little bit too hard to be Thor.
strike on the truck.
Whoa.
Freaky.
Freaky.
So did she touch him, or is it is the hovering on some kind of time limit?
Actually, but phys ed teacher at the local high school, and varsity baseball coach, and troop leader, and volunteer firefighter. This guy makes Captain America look like the dude.
Captain America is the man. There is no compromise with that.
What about a criminal record?
It's one kind of interrogation.
Excellent timing, sir. I've been analysing sagittal and coronal images.
I don't think I've ever heard a more intimidating way of saying have a cookie.
He detected a strange energy coming off the body.
He's afraid of it, isn't
Oh, May, I love you. I love you so
There's
much.
no shame in it, Fitz.
Oh, the satellite's picking up another electrostatic event, not 20
Oh,
kilometers
crap.
from here.
Oh, it's happening again. Oh, who's gonna die this
What's the
time?
latest reading?
The electrostatic signal, it seemed to pulse, then disappear.
It just cut out. Oh, wait, does that mean it's done? Whatever's happened, happened. There's a new body hanging in the air.
We could ram it with the truck.
Or just kick it open.
Or
Just as effective. New body hanging. New body hanging. Yeah.
on the perimeter.
2 victims in the same firehouse, found in the same weird way.
No.
We're looking for a killer.
Yeah. Someone on a vendetta. Wait, they were there when the aliens attacked New York. That's a Chitauri helmet. That's a Chitauri helmet. That's a Chitauri helmet.
I'm saying it was something from inside him.
Another surge.
Satellite's
Another
picking up
surge.
another reading.
Yep.
It's coming from the firehouse.
At the fire station. Yeah. Diaz is next. He's next.
that humming noise, you hear that?
Sir, he's not using a weapon, he's infected. I think the helmet was the source of an alien virus.
Oh, crap.
Clean it, I swear.
So he's got an intergalactic flu?
We were bored on the 3rd shift, so we decided to clean it.
Is there anyone you want to talk to? Anything I can do?
Sir, you have to get out of there right now. He's got...
Coulson's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. Gonna make sure this man feels safe at least before he dies.
Some say it was only for 8 seconds, but I know it was more than that. I know I wasn't here anymore. I was there. What's it like? It's beautiful.
God, Phil Coulson, you absolute legend. He knows it's the end. He knows something is coming and it's not very good. Oh, Jesus. R.I.P. to you, Tony Diaz. R.I.P. to you.
You did everything you could for him.
You did. You gave him a sense of peace and calm in his final moments.
Wait for
That matters more than anything.
Exactly.
Oh,
and that's
crap.
the most exciting part, how it spreads. Not through the
Oh,
air, directly
no.
transfer, but through electric static shock.
Simmons?
I'm so sorry, Gemma.
No, please don't kill Gemma. Don't kill Gemma. Don't kill her. Don't kill Simmons. Don't kill Simmons, please. No, it's gone levitation mode. Huh. Man, it's not the only
That
one.
wasn't very cooperative of them now, was it?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've been ordered to inform you that if you have infected cargo, you need to dump it.
Oh no, we are not dumping Simmons. We are not dumping Simmons.
These
We
orders
no.
are coming from up
I'm
top.
sorry, bad connection. Didn't get
Yeah.
that last
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. FZZT. Yeah. We are not dumping Simmons under no circumstances.
Think it.
No.
So if I can scrape some epithelial cells from the inside of the helmet, we can create a vaccine.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because there's decaying matter, there's decaying DNA inside the helmet. Yeah, the leftover Chitauri brains from whoever blew its brains out. Yeah. Oh, we're making a cure. We're making a cure. We're making a cure.
We did.
It works. It works. Wait, what? No, no, you're taking the piss. No. No, you're taking the absolute piss.
Tell my dad first. I just think my mom would take it better if it comes from him.
We're not there
No.
yet. There's still time.
No.
Sir, please.
No, I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, jeez.
Hey,
Wait, what?
the pulse just
Oh god, it
knocked him
worked.
out, Conch.
Oh god, it worked. Simmons, Gemma, it works. Gemma, no jumping. No jumping, no. It works. It works. No. It works. Come on, Wardy boy, come on. You got this, Ward. You got this. Come on. Yeah, catch and inject. Or tase even, however the hell you do it. Come on, there you go. Yeah, she'll levitate for a bit as well, won't she, before coming back? Yeah.
We'd hate to lose you, Gemma.
We very much would.
Thank you, sir.
But he is such a dad. Oh, good God, that had my heart pounding like shit.
Oh, does that mean we're to leave now?
After all,
I'm Agent Grant Ward. I just jumped out of a plane without a parachute on and saved your life.
Actually, that's not quite it. It's a bit more nasally than that.
Yeah. No, he knows.
Hello, Sky.
He knows, and he can poke fun at himself. Yeah, she's alive, Sky. She's good and well. Oh, is his scar still there from when he was stabbed with Loki's scepter? Is his scar still there? Yikes.
There's no way you can go through a trauma like that and not come out of it changed.
And especially knowing you died and knowing that you were gone.
It's taken me.
I know.
That changes you forever. That sandbox. Location classified. Well, we know it's in a desert, and there's only so many deserts in the fucking world.
Someone might decide to take this little dream team away from you.
I'd like to see them try.
Oh shit! Yeah, this is Coulson's team now, baby.
Needs to know.
No,
This is Phil Coulson's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
get used to it.
New life, new Coulson. Take no shit from no one. And don't touch Lola. That is the end of the episode. Okay. Good one. Very high stakes, full of drama as per usual, and just emotional as all hell. I mean, it's, again, nice that they're tying this straight back into the MCU with the Chitauri thing coming back in. And again, yeah, I think the whole Attack of New York thing, that just that shook, like the way I see it, like how it unfolded throughout the movies, and now how it's affecting the show as well, the shows as a whole. Like it that really shook the MCU to its core, because it changed everything. Introduced the existence of extraterrestrial life, higher forms of war, like Thor said, and like just introduced the Avengers to the world. And now it brings in all this stuff. I remember there was actually a one shot about a couple who went around robbing banks with a leftover Chitauri arm shooter or something, like the one shooter that never deactivated when the others did, and they went around just like robbing banks with it and shit. So that happened. But yeah, so this one, it was just a virus passed from the Chitauri helmet through like electrostatic energy and whatnot, and then like the leftover decaying Chitauri DNA in the helmet. So I assume, I assume you can still get viruses from decaying like flesh and whatnot that's left inside stuff. Like in this particular context, I assume you can something can still grow from that, and given that it's extraterrestrial, it can prove to be stronger and more volatile and more more resistant against like conventional methods of curing and treatment. So it was not a vendetta at all. It was just people, for the firemen who were first responders at the Battle of New York, the Chitauri attack, who picked up the helmet as a souvenir, and then at one point decided to clean it, and then picked up that virus of the electrostatic energy. So yeah, it was a virus passed from there to there, and then I think it was Simmons. Funnily enough, Simmons who actually deduced that it could actually be passed from person to person over that long span of time. But yeah, that was a great that was a great tie-in to the news, or like a great way to tie that stuff in. What else? Coulson's post-mortem speech, that really got me, because that's not a scene with a happy ending. That's not a scene where we know that everyone's going to come out alive. That is a scene where we know that one person is not going to make it, and Coulson especially knows. But furthermore, he knows what it's like to be on the receiving end of that. But he also knows that this guy, he's not going to have the luxury of coming back to life after 8 minutes or 8 hours or whatever. He's not going to have the luxury of being being resurrected by anyone. He's going to die, and then that's going to be it. And he knows what it's like to be on the receiving end of that. Even if this guy's not going to be on the on the return trip back from whatever afterlife he goes into. And I think that's what really made that scene stand out so much, because he wants that guy when he died. You can go back to the Avengers film. You can watch that scene again where he's with Nick Fury, and he knows it's the end for him. He has no idea what's going to happen next, but he knows it's the end for him, and he knows the event. In Coulson's eyes, the Avengers are the only hope left for Earth to survive against Loki and the Chitauri, and he wants Fury to know that. He knows, sir, they need the extra push. He in that moment, he's not expecting to come back. And that is what he relates to with Tony Diaz. He's in that moment, he's thinking, "This is it. I'm gonna die." And he how he felt in that moment, probably just knowing this was the end. Probably not safe. His last words were gonna be to his boss, and he had very few words to share. But with this guy, he can at least share from his own experiences and actually make sure that this guy has the luxury, if at all, of actually feeling safe, of feeling like there is someone else out there who knows what he's about to go through, in terms of death in general. Someone who can actually talk him down from being too scared to do anything, or Coulson can prevent someone like him from thinking that the worst is the worst thing ever is going to happen, or the fact that he can't possibly have a peaceful death even in a situation like this, which I just really love, him actually sharing his moments like that, actually making sure that at least one person in the room could make that guy feel safe in his last moments. And it was just an amazing scene that unfolded really well. It was paced really well. There was nothing, there was no reason to amp anything up and get music running or anything. It was just a really peaceful moment between Phil and Tony Diaz, and it just worked really well, and then they executed really well, I think. But yeah, that was that. What else? Yeah. So one thing I do want to point out. So these names, they have some really great names, which I feel like all these different places in SHIELD databases or whatever, which I think the names actually work really well for them. So they got the sandbox, which is for the research. In a sandbox, you play, you experiment, you find out how to build a sandcastle, you find out what works, what model works, what build works, whatever. Sandbox is a research facility. Slingshot is where things are sent to go and get blown up and destroyed and whatnot. Use a slingshot to destroy something. And the fridge. I mean, that one goes without even explaining. The fridge is used for storage. That's pretty much self-explanatory, but yeah, it's some clever names. It's some clever names that I'm loving all the more for all these different places. But yeah, it's just something I want to point out. So yeah, slingshot, fridge, and sandbox. That's great. And the sandbox is even in a desert. The sandbox is in a desert. So yeah, I don't know if the fridge is somewhere in the Arctic or something, but I don't know. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. But yeah, that's also that, and also that just the rest of the episode. Simmons contracting the virus and just spending 2 hours trying to save herself alongside Fitz. That one had me on edge so much. You guys saw that whole sequence, and those scenes had me so much on edge, and it was just hard to watch. Like, even with May saying, like, she's just a kid, she can't be expected to go through this. Like, her life is literally hanging in the balance, and realistically speaking, she's the only one who can solve this. In their given current vicinity, she's the only one who can actually solve this. And the kicker is that, like she even explained, like, this is like an alien virus. Like, without knowing any survivors, they can't, without knowing who the survivors are or having any survivors present, there is no way of knowing exactly what, is able to fight this particular virus. And the Chitauri are the only ones with similar DNA. Whoever survives it, that means their DNA, what they have, is capable of actually combating all of the antigens and stuff inside the virus. I'm hoping I'm using the right terminology here. But yeah, only the Chitauri were the only ones who could actually could have actually survived it because they have the right DNA for it. But I think I'm probably right in saying that the Chitauri DNA, the decaying flesh matter in the helmet, was what birthed this pathogen, right? Or along with any electrostatic energy. I think that's how they explained it. But yeah, so that was that. But that whole scene. But that whole scene of Simmons just struggling to find something in her, and Fitz just having a breakdown over not being able to find a cure for this, and then the team as well, Sky's reaction to just facing the possibility of losing Simmons, and everyone just not knowing, Ward even expressing his own thing, he wishes so badly there was some kind of psychopath behind all this, because then he could fight them, he could take them down, he could end them, theoretically even. But because this is a virus, is something he can't see, something he's not trained to fight back against, he just feels helpless, and all they can really do is wait and hope that Simmons can actually put together the necessary assets to actually save her own life. And Fitz is barely holding it together because he's about to lose his own friend that he's known since the academy. But it's all just one big dramatic knot that's just tightening and just choking all of them up into one bundle. So yeah, but the Fitzsimmons teamwork in this episode, top friggin' notch. Them just knowing how to work together even in the midst of drama and potential tragedy is just amazing. And they are really good together as co-workers and as friends and as teammates and all that stuff, and as fellow scientists as well. They do really go well together. And I love the chemistry between them as well. Even when they're both having petty banter and arguments and stuff, they just go together really well. So I love them together. But yeah, there's that, and just that final scene, her getting ready to jump, the fact that she's actually willing to, give up her life, she's barely seen anything, even Fitz even said, joining S.H.I.E.L.D. and going on the bus was her idea, going to see the world and all these wonders, and then, now that she's in this situation, she's so willing to give up her life to save everyone else on the bus, and actually, just cut it off that early, in the hopes of actually, allowing others to, live on and, go on the adventures that she might miss out on. But the fact that she's just willing to give herself up overall is just insane. But yeah, and then at the last minute, that rat is actually up and walking around, up and hopping, and being like, "Hey guys, I survived your little tasing. So yeah, go tell Simmons that the taser cure serum thing works." So yeah, that was just really cool to see. But yeah, the drama in this was really well amped up, and Again, another development episode, just showing like what the team will be like when the stakes are high, when the pressure is high, and like not all of them know what to do, so only one or two of them has any idea on how to solve the problem, and the others just have to sit around waiting and hoping that there's something, like some good news coming out of all this. But yeah, the tension was high, and this had me just jumping up and down on the edge of my chair. But yeah, I would hate to see anything happen to Tube Sky, or even Simmons, or to anyone on this team. You know, I am starting to fall in love with this team slowly, and I'm enjoying how all of them get along together, and most of the time anyway, and how all of them just just bounce off one another in terms of chemistry, and even Ward just telling Simmons, like, he knows the gun was never 1 ounce off and it was never fixed, and just reciting her impression of him back to him, like, he knows and he loves her for it, and he appreciates that kind of banter, even if he comes off as a really, really serious guy. Like, it shows that he does have that kind of sensitivity deep down for his teammates and whatnot, and he can handle himself like that, and he does know how to lay back and let people laugh, and he can poke fun of himself, and he knows that, but at the end of the day, he still cares about his team, he still wants to protect them, he still wants to save them, and he knows that each person on the team has their strength, and he respects that, and like they get the job done at the end of the day, which is what I love about this show. Like, that team dynamic, everyone's got their own part, everyone's working together. When the stakes are high, they're all rooting for each other, like that kind of stuff I just love and really, really hope to see more of. But yeah, so stuff like that, like the Chitauri thing, so anything like any of that random tech can easily in any way, even in the smallest of ways, cause some kind of massive like issue across the world. Like, people can just interact with it in the smallest of ways, and they can die from it, or they can just get severely injured. But yeah, that's just insane to think about, and it's like an insane kind of tie-in idea that I really like, that they're actually integrating pretty well into this. But yeah, that is there anything else I have from this all? Yeah, no. So Coulson actually ordered his own tests. He ordered his own physical therapy test because he has his own suspicions about what it is that actually ails him, or he has his own suspicions of of how it is that he was brought back. He knows he's different, he feels different. That scar is there to remind him that something happened to him, that he was killed in action. He was taken down. He was killed by an Asgardian. He was killed in action, and the fact that he's actually in the present day, standing and talking and alive and thinking and breathing, like all of those signs that show he's alive, that points to something that had brought him back. And people keep telling him one thing, and they keep telling other people the same thing, that he was only out for like a few minutes, and then we brought him back for like a few seconds, and we brought him back, so he was probably like clinically dead, but they managed to bring him back just in the nick of time. But he knows there is something else, because this feels too significant and too unorthodox to be any kind of natural kind of resurrection from death. And it's like people are lucky enough to be like pronounced clinically dead and then just come back to life. But with Coulson, he knows that it's not like, with the resources S.H.I.E.L.D. has, it makes sense that this would not just be luck. And it's like, it makes sense that whatever they're hiding from him, it has to be big, and he rightfully knows that they are hiding something from him, that what they're telling him and what they actually did are two very different stories, which I think is another, along with the Centipede thing, this is another kind of big season arc, having like this story, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like introducing this in and bringing Coulson in as the lead. It does beg the question, like, after, if you're watching this after watching Coulson die in the first Avengers movie, you are obviously wondering, like, how did they bring him back? Like, what did they do to him to bring him back? Because, on the one hand, you think to yourself, it was an alien weapon, so surely bringing someone back from the death of that should be harder than bringing someone back from, like, a gunshot or a stab wound or something like that. Like, surely it should be harder. So then, again, S.H.I.E.L.D. has the necessary resources. They have the people, they have the equipment, they have the labs to, run much more high-tech, like, surgeries and experiments and all that kind of stuff. So they have then they have all the necessary stuff for it. So what's to say they didn't use it, but they're just not telling him about it? What's to say they used a far more unorthodox method that maybe Coulson might not want to find out about? Like, it's like, you know, it's like he said to Skye way back when she was you know, like when she was like saying that she was looking for her parents. It's like way back then, like, you know, he said, you know, you might not like what you find. The same could be applied to Coulson. It could very easily be applied to Coulson. But you know, it's like, it's, I mean, for one thing, that's a nice parallel as well. Like, he, you know, him following the very same advice that he gave to Skye, like to, you know, like to stop looking, or like to maybe not look so deep because you might not like what you find. Like, he eventually maybe finds out like exactly what it is they did to him at S.H.I.E.L.D., and then he just, you know, just like he's just too shocked to be able to process it, or something happens. But I'm guessing like that line can still be traced back to Coulson. But yeah, that is, I'm guessing, a running theme that's going to be really interesting to explore in this season, like how Coulson was brought back and what it means for him in the future now as well. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I definitely enjoyed this episode. This was a definitely a very nice continuation from episode 5. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to episode 7. But yeah, that was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 6, titled FZZT. But yeah, that was it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next for our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.